What is going on, everyone? Brian from Apocalypse Movies, and I am excited to talk to you guys about my list for 2023's most anticipated movies of the year. It's going to be a fantastic year for movies, and I can't wait to have you guys along for the ride. But here is my list of the top 10 movies I'm looking forward to in 2023. Coming in for me at number 10 is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There's not much to be said about the Mission Impossible movies. They're fantastic, especially the recent ones. Tom Cruise, as much as you may like or hate him, he's a freaking fantastic action star. I cannot wait to see this movie, especially the amazing movie we got last time. It could only improve from here. And you know they're going to step up the stunts. Plus, it's interesting because it's a part 2. There's 2 parts to this movie. It could make this thing a game changer. Coming in at number 9 for me is Blue Beetle. I know, shocking. Brian's putting a DC movie on his list. I'm actually really hyped for this one. I think that this one looks and feels is completely something different from DC. I love the neon aspect that we're getting from everything. I just think that this movie, for whatever reason, is going to be different. I've got a really good feeling about it. I love a good young superhero story. It's kind of what's happening right now. And I just think that this could be one of those characters that could catch on and people are going to start loving and becomes one of those characters that is mentioned every single day. So I'm very excited to see this. I like the cast, and I'm optimistic. I'm actually even putting this above some Marvel movies. My number 8 pick is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Listen, as an Italian, I have to pick Super Mario. I think it's required. You know, I wasn't high off of this movie at first because of Chris Pratt voicing it. When you look at this movie, it looks like you are literally in a Super Mario game. And I don't think any other studio could have made this movie look as good as Illumination did. Everything I've seen from it so far, it just pulls me more and more into it. I think they're definitely going to play on some nostalgia from the games and the cast. Love it or hate the voices, the cast is phenomenal. I'm excited. I think it's going to be something that could set up maybe a Super Smash Brothers universe. I think that might be kind of cool. I'm actually genuinely excited for it. I think it looks really funny, really good, something kids are going to love, adults are going to love, because you know that they're about to have some adult humor written in there somewhere. But yeah, that's number 8 for me, the Super Mario Brothers movie. My number 7 pick is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I mean, how can I not pick a movie that is going to have Kang, the arcing villain of this saga, the multiverse saga? Jonathan Majors looks phenomenal as Kang. From what I've seen, that might be the thing I'm most excited about, is just that little bit of taste of what Kang could bring to the future of the MCU. Ant-Man, consistently good. It's the comic relief, but we know that this one is not going to be that comic relief. We're told it's more of an Avengers type level, maybe a Civil War. Everything I've seen from it so far looks great. Cass is back. Love Catherine Newton coming in, playing his daughter. I'm very excited for it. This is I mean, how can you not be excited for a Marvel movie? My number 6 movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I know, shocker. Brian has multiple MCU movies on his list. This one, however, I am so excited, but dreading at the same time, because I feel like this movie you're going to be cheering for, but it's going to rip your heart out, probably shed a few tears. The trailer alone looks like it's going to make you cry. I think this movie is just going to be phenomenal from beginning to end. James Gunn, the new head of DC, I think he's just going to go out with an absolute bang. Who knows? This might be one of the best trilogies coming out. Who would have thought Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be such an integral part to the MCU? I love these characters. I'm dreading the deaths that are coming into this. I'm just hoping my girl Nebula makes it out of it. But for me, my number 6 movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. All right, my top five, my number five spot goes to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Listen, if you would have told me Indiana Jones is going to be in my top five over Marvel movies, I would have said you're wild. But the second I saw this trailer, this looks like an event, like a once in a lifetime movie event type situation. The movie looks fantastic from the trailer. James Mangold, I think, is just going to crush this movie. People might even put it in the top three, I think, by the end of this movie, of the Indiana Jones verse, if you will. The cast, the villain, the story, which we still don't even really know anything about. The Nazis are back, which, you know, we'd love to see Indiana Jones punch a few Nazis. And I think this movie is just going to be something that is going to be treasured for many years to come. I think it's going to be a cinematic experience that you have to experience in the movies. And, you know, Harrison Ford, that's all you need to say. The man knows what he's doing, and I'm excited to see it. Coming in at number 4 for me is Dune Part 2. I know some people thought the first movie was boring. It was a setup. Whatever, you're nuts. This movie was awesome. And I can only imagine what part 2 is going to bring. I think that it's going to be bigger, better. We get more and more cast probably coming in that is just make this movie something special. I mean, all the additions that they've already added. We've got Austin Butler joining. We've got Florence Pugh in this movie. It's going to be something special. I'm very excited to see this. It's in my top 5. So clearly it's something that I'm looking forward to. I hope people will start giving it a little bit more respect, because I feel like this movie wasn't the first Dune wasn't as hyped as it should be, but I think that this second movie is going to be something special. So for me, number 4 is Dune Part 2. All right, my top 3, coming in the number 3 spot, is The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. If you would have told me this movie was going to be in my top 3, I would have said you're crazy. But I read the book, and that book is fantastic. I literally could not stop picturing the cast while reading this book. You guys, the people they cast for these roles are spot on. If they do anything similar to that book, you guys are in for a wild ride, and this movie is going to be awesome. I honestly hope it's so good that it starts spinning more Hunger Games stories, because it's a universe that is rich with storytelling and there's so much potential that I'm just hoping that this draws a whole new set of viewers in and we get some more Hunger Games, because that book is phenomenal, guys. So I'm hoping the movie's the same. All right, we've reached my number 2. My number 2 movie is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. If you would have said, and I know I keep saying this, if you would have said this movie was going to be my top 2, I would have said you were crazy, because I remember when the first movie came out, I didn't even want to see it. And now I think it might be one of the best comic book movies of all time. This movie looks like it is just going to take it to another level and just be something so incredibly special. I wouldn't be surprised by the time that this 3 movies are done if it's the best Spider-Man trilogy out of all of them. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse looks so cool. So many different Spider-Man and women and creatures. It just looks like something that is just going to blow all of our minds. I cannot wait for this movie. If it is even half of how good the last movie is, we are in for a special treat. And we know that this is kind of a part 1. It might leave us on a cliffhanger that we're waiting for more. I'm very excited for it, and I just can't wait for this movie. This movie cannot come soon enough. All right, everyone, we've made it to my number 1 movie, the movie that I am looking forward to the most in 2023. And that is the Barbie movie. I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth that the Barbie movie is going to be my number 1 movie. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this movie. It is being directed by my favorite working director, Greta Gerwig. This cast, Margot Robbie as Barbie, she is just perfect. It's the perfect casting. Ryan Gosling as Ken, are you kidding me? I remember when it was being shopped around as Amy Poehler, and then they said, no, we're going to change it and get Greta Gerwig, and then this cast, and the plot that I've heard for this movie is just incredible. The first trailer we got, I was laughing so much. I think that this movie is just going to be a downright laugh fest. And I cannot wait for this movie. Still, can't believe that Barbie is my #1 movie of 2023. But you guys, if we've looked at anything Greta Gerwig's done so far, the woman knows how to direct. So you know what? I trust her with everything that she's gonna do. Margot Robbie is just a superstar. Ryan Gosling, everyone that's in it. I can't wait. This movie's gonna be hilarious. So for me, my #1 movie is the Barbie movie for 2023. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My list for 2023, my top 10 most anticipated movies. You guys, this is going to be a fantastic year of movies, and I hope that you join us on Apocalypse as we go through it throughout the whole entire year, covering all these movies and everything that's going to come from it. I implore you to check out the other guys' list. I guarantee you everyone's is going to be so drastically different, probably mine the most than anyone else. Yeah, check back for their lists. It's going to be a great year. Check out all of our other shows, including Apocalypse Now, the Fandalorian Club coming back next month, and check out our movie rankings of 2022 when that comes too. I'm sure there are going to be some controversial picks in that list. Hope you guys have a great rest of the year. See you in 2023.